Top 10 Strangest Animals on Earth. Number 10. Coconut Crab. This oversized oddity is the largest land-dwelling arthropod on Earth, the coconut crab. Built like living tanks, these massive creatures can weigh up to 4 kilograms and stretch a whole meter long. They're found in the tropical parts of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, where they can roam freely on land. Their strength is legendary. Those impressive pincers can crack open coconuts with ease, hence the name. But their diet is far more diverse than just tropical treats. Coconut crabs are opportunistic eaters, happily munching on anything they find: fruits, leaves, and even unsuspecting seagulls. And if you think their bulky bodies limit their movement, think again. They are surprisingly agile climbers, scaling trees with impressive speed to reach hidden food sources. These curious creatures have been known to steal shiny objects they find on the beach, anything from flip-flops to cutlery, earning them the nickname robber crab. Number 9. Acorn Weevil. This little brown beetle, about the size of your thumb, is all about that long, impressive snout you see. It's called a rostrum, and it's their secret weapon. Unlike squirrels, who crack open acorns with brute force, the weevil uses its rostrum like a drill. See how it carefully examines an acorn with its feathery antennae? It's searching for the perfect spot. Once chosen, the weevil drills a tiny hole right through the tough shell. But this isn't just a midnight snack for the weevil. It's a nursery. After drilling, the female lays a single egg inside the acorn. When the egg hatches, a hungry little larva emerges. This legless grub is no picky eater. It munches on the delicious insides of the acorn. As the larva grows, the acorn becomes a hollow shell. Eventually, the larva gets too big for its acorn home. It chews its way out and burrows underground. Here, it transforms into an adult weevil, ready to continue the cycle and drill for a new generation of acorn-loving weevils. Number 8. Brazilian treehopper. This bug rocks the most bizarre headwear in the animal kingdom. This pea-sized rainforest resident, called Brazilian treehopper, looks like it just stepped out of a royal wedding with its crazy bumpy hat. Those extensions, called a pronotum, some look like fuzzy globes, others like spiky crowns. But why the outlandish outfit? It's all about camouflage. By mimicking thorns or weird growths, this little hopper fools predators into thinking it's some spiky, inedible thing, sort of a bug in disguise. But fashion isn't their only talent. These hoppers are master sippers, using straw-like mouthparts to tap into plants for a sugary treat. They're basically slurping up plant juices all day long. And when danger comes knocking, they've got a hidden trick. These hoppers are amazing leapers, using their powerful legs to spring away from any hungry beaks. Number 7. Great Poto. This strange-looking bird with eyes like big glowing marbles and a ridiculously oversized mouth is the Great Poto, a master of disguise by day and a silent predator at night. Found in Central and South America, these quirky birds spend their days perched motionless on tree branches. Their mottled brown feathers and posture match the bark perfectly, transforming into living camouflage. But come nightfall, the Poto awakens. Its large eyes, perfect for low-light vision, help it hunt insects on the wing. It opens its wide beak like a trap to snatch moths, beetles, and even occasional small bats. However, Great Potos are not just masters of disguise. They also possess a unique and somewhat terrifying vocal repertoire, which is a way for Potos to defend their territory and attract mates, making them one of the birds with the most distinctive calls in the world. Number 6. Gharial. This prehistoric-looking reptile is one of the biggest but rarest crocodiles on Earth. Meet the gharial, a freshwater giant that can grow up to 6 meters long. Found in the rivers of India and Nepal, these colossal crocodiles don't rely on brute force to crush prey. Their slender snouts and numerous sharp teeth are perfectly adapted for snatching fast-moving fish. Built for a life in the water, the gharial's sleek body, powerful webbed feet, and muscular tail propel it effortlessly through rivers. On land, however, their story changes. Gharial legs are weak, unable to support their massive size. If you're wondering about that bump hump on the male's snout, it's called gara, named after the Indian pot it resembles. The gara partially covers the crocodile's nostrils and acts as a vocal resonator, creating a loud buzzing sound when the gharial vocalizes. It's also a visual signal for females, helping males attract a mate. Number 5. Suriname toad. This pancake-flat amphibian isn't just known for chilling in the water, but for her truly bizarre birthing process. This is the Suriname toad, and after mating, the female's back transforms into a little honeycomb-shaped crater in her skin. But here's the wild part. The male fertilizes the eggs externally, and then, guess what? They sink into those holes on the mama's back. Each one gets its own little watery haven. For the next few months, the mama toad carries her developing offspring around like a living backpack. The mother toad supplies her babies with nutrients through her back and even keeps them safe from predators with a special antibacterial layer. Finally, after a good 4 to 5 months, the once tiny eggs erupt from the mama's back as fully formed miniature toads. This star-fingered toad, named for its cool hand tips, might be a water bum, but when it comes to raising a family, she's an all-star mom. Number 4. Hammerhead worm. This slimy little guy might look like a rejected gummy worm, but the hammerhead worm is a fascinating and kind of gross predator. Look closely at its head. See that flattened hammerhead shape? That's where it gets its name. These flatworms aren't native to most places you'd find them, but they've hitched rides around the world in potted plants and moist soil. They are most comfortable in tropical areas, but they can survive in places like greenhouses and damp gardens. Here's the creepy part. Hammerhead worms are carnivores. They slither around at night, hunting for earthworms. How do they eat something bigger than them? They ooze a special slime that immobilizes their prey, then extend a feeding tube to dissolve and absorb the earthworm's tissues. Those colorful stripes you see on some hammerhead worms, they're a warning to predators. They secrete a nasty mucus that tastes terrible, so most animals leave them alone. But for humans, it can just irritate your skin if you touch them. Number 3. Muntjac deer. This pint-sized deer is basically the chihuahua of the deer world, the muntjac deer, also known as the barking deer. Standing at just knee-high, these little guys are about the size of a medium dog with a reddish-brown coat and with the cutest little white rump. But their most striking feature isn't their looks, it's their bark. These deer don't just munch on leaves, they bark at each other like tiny guard dogs. Size might not be their strength, but muntjacs are tough survivors. They're small enough to vanish through the tiniest gaps that would leave other deer stuck. Plus, where are their impressive antlers? Muntjacs have something different, tiny spikes, but don't underestimate them. These deer pack a secret weapon, long, razor-sharp canine teeth that can deliver a nasty bite. So, next time you hear a bark in the woods, don't be surprised if it's not a dog. It might just be the mighty muntjac. Number 2. African clawed frog. These little guys are named for the sharp claws on their hind feet, which they use for ripping apart unsuspecting worms, insects, and even small fish. Meet the African clawed frog, a super adaptable amphibian who's kind of a chill hangout buddy, as long as you're not a worm. Found in ponds and rivers across sub-Saharan Africa, these smooth-skinned, bumpy-backed cuties are fully aquatic. They spend most of their time chilling underwater, using their strong legs to jet around. Those same powerful legs also come in handy when they need to scramble out of the water, maybe to explore a new pond during a dry spell. African clawed frogs don't have eyelids, so they sleep with their eyes wide open. Luckily, they have a special protective membrane that keeps their eyeballs moist. They also don't have teeth, but that's no problem for these fierce little hunters. They use their strong jaws and those sharp claws to catch their prey. Then they push the food down their throats with their webbed front feet. Number 1. Purple frog. Have you ever heard of a frog that spends most of its life underground? Meet the purple frog. This little amphibian isn't built for sunbathing on lily pads. This purple wonder spends most of its life burrowed underground in the cool, damp earth of the Western Ghats mountain range in India. It's got a stocky build with short, powerful legs and special hard palms, perfect for digging tunnels like a pro. And that funny bulbous nose? That's his secret weapon for pushing through dirt with ease. But here's the crazy part. The purple frog only emerges for a couple of weeks each year. Why? Love, of course. The monsoon season turns their world into a temporary dating scene. As the first rains fall, the male purple frogs come out, sing their hearts out, find a mate, and then disappear back underground. Which animal surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the notification on so you won't miss any upcoming videos. See you next time!